Well, the much advertised cool down is set to move in tomorrow. Of course, we've had several days with temperatures in the upper 80s. The last 3 days, we've been at 88 degrees at 4 p.m. We're still sitting at 88. Likely we'll top out around 89 or 90 degrees this afternoon. But we are tracking that cold front out towards the west. Lots of sunshine as we went through the day today. But you can see the clouds that are building out towards the west and the line of showers extending from West Virginia into Kentucky. And as I widen the view, some severe weather expected up through areas of New England with a very rare tornado watch box posted for parts of Vermont and upstate New York as some of these thunderstorms fire up. Again, we're not expecting severe weather around here, but this front will bring us some showers and some dropping temperatures through the weekend. So let's time it out with Futurecast again. Friday evening looking great, clear skies. Humidity still relatively low, although temperatures still up into the 80s through 7 o'clock or so. By 11, temperatures start to drop back into the 60s. A few clouds moving in late tonight into tomorrow morning. We'll call it partly sunny as we go through the day on Saturday. Winds initially out of the south, but they'll eventually switch around towards the northeast, and that'll keep temperatures down just a little bit. Notice by 3 o'clock in the afternoon, temperatures ranging from the 60s off towards the north to around 80 degrees in North Carolina, and a chance through the afternoon of a few isolated showers. We'll say about a 15% chance of rain through your Saturday. So the best chances again off towards the north and west, especially back towards Richmond and West Point. Partly cloudy skies tomorrow night. Those clouds will thicken up as we move into Sunday. The front will sag southward and an area of low pressure will develop off the southeast coast. So that means an increasing chance for some showers during the day on Sunday. Of the 2 days, Saturday certainly looking like the drier of the two. And I still think we'll have a wide range in temperatures from north to south as we go through the day on Sunday. But again, a much better chance for some of those showers as we end your weekend. Beautiful shot up in Hampton, lots of blue skies. Again, low humidity, it's only at 32%, giving us a dew point of 55 degrees. The air temperature is 88, so while this is very typical for an air temperature in the middle of summer, it's these dew points. We're not seeing that high humidity out there. As a matter of fact, that's still considered rather pleasant. It's not until you get to above 60 that you really start to feel some of that mugginess in the air. 85 degrees in Chesapeake. It's 87 in Gloucester, a little bit cooler at Tangier Island, 75, 76 in Manio, 87 in Hampton, 78 in Duck, and 90 degrees in Williamsburg. So for tonight, mainly clear skies, comfortably mild. A little bit breezy, winds out of the southwest 10 to 20 miles per hour down to 65 degrees. And tomorrow, partly sunny and warm, isolated showers, 76. 61 tomorrow night, shower possible late, mainly in North Carolina. And a big temperature spread from north to south on Sunday. We'll average it out, say 76 degrees. But again, those scattered showers will be likely during the day on Sunday. Maybe a lingering shower on Monday, 72 with partly sunny skies, and Tuesday in the 60s. Mostly sunny, 71 Wednesday, 75 Thursday, and we're back up to near 80 degrees by the end of next week.